Today we're delving into one fascinating aspect of software development. How do you elicit that extra bit of feedback from clients? And the answer is what we call the Michael Jackson rule. Buckle up as I unveil this intriguing concept. Now, back 30 years ago, there were only about 20-something SSW rules, and one of them was called the Michael Jackson rule. It was super important at the time because almost all software projects were fixed price, and you did not want the goalposts moving. Added to that, back then there were not many experienced product owners. They didn't want a big focus on design and doing UI work. They wanted a developer to get in and start coding. So let's say you're sitting down with a client called Bob. You'd sit down, you'd write all the proposed UI screens, you'd listen to the client's feedback, you'd rewrite the screens, you'd keep going until they said something like, that's it. Okay, you can start coding. And at that stage you would say, there's just one more little step, because the tip on the Michael Jackson rule meant you would ask the client something like, would you mind to put your beautiful little initial down in the corner of each page, please? I can't tell you how many times when the client went to sign the piece of paper, they'd sign that, then they'd sign the next, then they'd say, oh, on this one, do you think you could put a little button there that said partial deliveries? And that'll pop open a little form and the user can just tick which items they've delivered. And of course you're thinking, all right, what extra tables are there? What extra forms are there? And you're also probably thinking, I thought you just said just a couple of minutes ago, that's it, you can start coding. But of course you didn't. Of course this process was a little bit weird because hand-drawn screens are not a contract or anything. So if the client was to say, why am I signing this? You'd just say, this is just to check we're all in sync, and any extra feedback you give me now will save you dollars later on. And that answer would make clients happy. Now, salespeople know that signatures are gold. They know the little dance of, if you could just sign here, please. So let's face it, today, signatures are way less common. Gone are the days of ink on paper. That's basically what we would call the dinosaur method. Instead, we've embraced the modern era with something like checked by Bob. This modern method you can use in emails, PBIs, other electronic forms. So what you do is you draft the email together, you review it with them, you make the changes real time, you listen to their feedback and make more adjustments, and then when the client's happy, you say, are you happy? They will say yes, and you go, awesome. Can I just put check by Bob at the top? And that's the guts of the check by rule. And if you're not together, then you email them and ask them to approve it, ideally with the keywords test pass. And that comes from the rule, do you request a test pass? Now here's a little gem of wisdom. Should you rely on a hyperlink in an email? No, because designs can change. So put screenshots in the rule with the link, and the way I think of it is the same as terms and conditions. I would not ever send an email saying I approve these terms and link, because the content in the link can change. I'd always send an email, say I approve these terms below, and paste the bits that I'm approving. A related tip is if you ever go to a website and it says click agree to continue, when there's an option there, which usually is, which is email me a copy, take that option. So before I sign off, let's circle back to the Michael Jackson signature, which was once a rare gem. In the world of software development, client signatures hold the same power. They're precious and they put a stake in the ground and they save arguments later. So I hope you found this useful. If you've got other techniques of extracting that extra bit of client feedback early on, please put it down there in the comments. We all want to learn. I will see you in the next one. This is Adam Cogan signing off for SSW TV.